Today is August 5th. Welcome to Big Book Daily. My name is Rob. I am an alcoholic. It is a thrill, honor, and joy to be here with you today as we journey through the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous and the 12 Steps and 12 Traditions. Today out of the Big Book, we're going to continue our journey through Chapter 2, There's a Solution, by reading page 26. Out of the 12 and 12, we're going to read page 53, and it's a little bit more about Step 4. And we'll be reading today's daily reflections in 24 hours a day. So with that, hope y'all are doing well today, my friends. Life is good over here. We've been given a brand new set of 24 hours, and that is always a good thing. So let's go ahead and get to the good stuff. All right, my friends. So if you recall from yesterday's reading in the Big Book, some great stuff. Page 25 was just incredible. There's a solution. Talks about how there are spiritual tools laid at our feet. That would be the 12 steps. And a fourth dimension of existence of which we had not even dreamed. This whole new life of sobriety. And then I love the next paragraph here from yesterday. The great fact is just this and nothing less, that we have a deep and effective spiritual experience which has revolutionized our whole attitude toward life, toward our fellows, and toward God's universe. So this is how good sobriety can be. What we can gain through sobriety. And we're just going to continue this thought on page 26. A certain American businessman had ability, good sense, and high character. For years he'd floundered from one sanitarium to another. He had consulted the best-known American psychiatrists. When he had gone to Europe, placing himself in the care of a celebrated physician, the psychiatrist Dr. Jung, who prescribed for him. Though experience had made him skeptical, he finished his treatment with unusual confidence. His physical ability and mental condition were unusually good. Above all, he believed that he had acquired such a profound knowledge of the inner workings of his mind and its hidden springs that relapse was unthinkable. Nevertheless, he was drunk in a short time. More baffling still, he could give himself no satisfactory explanation for his fall. So he returned to this doctor, whom he admired, and asked him point blank why he could not recover. He wished above all things to regain self-control. He seemed quite rational and well-balanced with respect to other problems. Yet he had no control whatever over alcohol. Why was this? He begged the doctor to tell him the whole truth, and he got it. In the doctor's judgment, he was utterly hopeless. He could never regain his position in society, and he would have to place himself under lock and key or hire a bodyguard if he expected to live long. That was the great physician's opinion. But this man still lives, and is a free man. He does not need a bodyguard, nor is he confined. He can go anywhere on this earth where other free men may go without disaster, provided that he remains willing to maintain a certain simple attitude. Up next, out of the 12 and 12 run, Step 4, made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. We're on page 53 today. But it is from our twisted relations with family, friends, and society at large that many of us have suffered the most. We have been especially stupid and stubborn about them. The primary fact that we fail to recognize is our total inability to form a true partnership with another human being. Our egomania digs two disastrous pitfalls. Either we insist upon dominating the people we know, or we depend upon them far too much. If we lean too heavily on people, they will sooner or later fail us, for they are human too, and cannot possibly meet our incessant demands. In this way, our insecurity grows and festers. When we habitually try to manipulate others to our own willful desires, they revolt and resist us heavily. Then we develop hurt feelings, a sense of persecution, and a desire to retaliate. We redouble our efforts at control and continue to fail. Our sufferings become acute and constant. We have not once sought to be one in a family, to be a friend among friends, to be a worker among workers, to be a useful member of society. Always we tried to struggle to the top of the heap or to hide underneath it. This self-centered behavior blocked a partnership relation with any one of those about us. Of true brotherhood, we had small comprehension. Daily Reflections, August 5th. Listening deeply. How persistently we claim the right to decide all by ourselves, just what we shall think and just how we shall act. 12 Steps and 12 Traditions, page 37. If I accept and act upon the advice of those who have made the program work for themselves, I have a chance to outgrow the limits of the past. Some problems will shrink to nothingness, while others may require patient, well-thought-out action. Listening deeply when others share can develop intuition in handling problems which arise unexpectedly. It is usually best for me to avoid impetuous action. Attending a meeting or calling a fellow AA member will usually reduce tension enough to bring relief to a desperate sufferer like me. Sharing problems at meetings with other alcoholics to whom I relate, or privately with my sponsor, can change aspects of the positions in which I find myself. Character defects are identified and I begin to see how they work against me. When I put my faith in the spiritual power of the program, when I trust others to teach me what I need to do to have a better life, I can find that I trust myself to do what is necessary. "24 Hours a Day, August 5th. AA Thought for the Day. We in AA are offering a spiritual program. The fundamental basis of AA is belief in some power greater than ourselves. This belief takes us off the center of the universe and allows us to transfer our problems to some power outside of ourselves. When we turn to this power for the strength that we need to get sober, we turn this power for the strength that we need to get sober and stay sober. We put our drinking problem in God's hands and leave it there. We stop trying to run our own life and seek to let God run it for us. Do I do my best to give spiritual help? Meditation for the day. God is your healer and your strength. You do not have to ask Him to come to you. He is always with you in spirit. At your moment of need, He is there to help you. Could you know God's love and His desire to help you? You would know that He needs no pleading for help. Your need is God's opportunity. You must learn to rely on God's strength whenever you need it. Whenever you feel inadequate to any situation, you should realize that the feelings of inadequacy is disloyalty to God. Just say to yourself, I know that God is with me and will help me to think and say and do the right thing. Prayer for the day. I pray that I may never feel inadequate to any situation. I pray that I may be buoyed up by the feeling that God is with me. Okay, my friends, I know we're running up on time, so I'll make this as brief as I can. But I love this 24 hours a day reading. And this line here is powerful. Whenever you feel inadequate to any situation, you should realize that the feeling of inadequacy is disloyalty to God. Man, that hits me hard. Because I can't speak for anybody else, but there's been times where I felt like I'm not good enough. And this is in sobriety, where I felt like I'm not good enough. Old character defects come back, and it reminds me of the guy I used to be when I was drinking. And all of a sudden, here comes the self-hatred train. But when I steer into that, it says I should realize that the feeling of inadequacy is disloyalty to God. I am the God of my understanding's son, and I'm loved. And as this reading says here, and I completely agree, that He never leaves me or forsakes me. Sometimes I try to get in my own way. So I need to read literature like this just to remind me that no, I'm loved. when I mess up or when I'm facing that self-hatred, I try to get to the reason why. Why do I feel this way? Is it fear? Is it what's going on here? What's the root cause of this feeling? I give it to my higher power. I try to make amends to somebody else if I need to, or to myself. And I get right back at it and try to be of service and of use to others. That's it. It's easier said than done sometimes, but it doesn't matter. Feelings aren't part of it. It's the discipline in knowing that I have the tools to deal with this and to keep moving forward. It is not something I have to drink over. So with that, my friends, as always, I don't speak on behalf of AA or NA or Al-Anon or anything other sect or denomination. I'm just a friend in this lifeboat of recovery, and I am really grateful to be here today. If you're sober, my friends, you are a miracle. And I'm sure those who love you are very proud of you. So keep going. Let's live a sober life today. A full sober life. And with that, if we're given another set of 24 hours, I look forward to seeing you right back here tomorrow.